Today, I'm going to be putting Luka Doncic back in the 90s. That's right, Big Daddy Luka will be playing against the likes of Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and even a fellow fat community member in Charles Barkley. Big Daddy Charles, baby. Anyways, Luka will start out at a 97 overall, 23 years old, which is his current age in real life. Obviously, I had to put him back on the Dallas Mavericks in the 90s. We have Jordan on the Bulls, Luka on the Mavs, Karl Malone on the Jazz, David Robertson on the Spurs, Clyde Drexler on the Trailblazers, Stockton on the Jazz, Larry Bird, an old washed Larry Bird at 34 years old with a blown out back on the Boston Celtics. We have Hakeem Olajuwon at 28 years old in his prime, an old and washed up HIV Magic Johnson. The dude needs to get looked at by a doctor. This is also the Shaquille O'Neal draft year. In his first season against garbage men and plumbers, Luka Doncic will take home the MVP. Robinson would take home the DPOI. Luka obviously made the first team along with Michael Jordan. Dallas would finish as the second seed with a 60-22 record. And we have Seattle in round number 1. We would end up getting swept in the second round by the Utah Jazz. Somehow the Cavs would end up winning the title. Big Mr. Brad would take home the finals MVP. Shaquille O'Neal would end up going to the Los Angeles Clippers. We have some spicy free agents in the offseason like Larry Bird. He's going to stay with the Boston Celtics. Luka has jumped up to a 98 overall. Luka has won back-to-back MVPs, averaging 33, 10, and 8. The Rookie of the Year would go to Shaq. Patrick Ewing would take home the DPOI. Obviously, Luka made the first team. What is Jordan averaging? He averaged 30 last season and 32 this season. That sounds about Jordan-like. The Dallas Mavericks would grab the 1 seed, going 54-28. And we're going to be playing the Houston Rockets in round number 1. We would end up sweeping them in round number 1, and now we have the LA Clippers. Destroyed them in 5 games, and now we're against the Supersonics in the conference finals, who would gentlemen sweep us in 5 games. Seattle will go on to win the title. Sean Kemp is your finals MVP. Penny Hardaway would somehow fall all the way to 4th to the Sacramento Kings. Luka Doncic is a 97 overall, and this team's still not very good. I mean, for God's sakes, he's a 97 overall, and we have the next best is an 83. The Dallas Mavericks are selling hard. Larry Johnson will take home MVP. Michael Jordan wins DPOI. Luka is still on the first team with Michael Jordan, Larry Johnson, Karl Malone. Luka would take a slight step back, averaging 26, 10, and 7. Dallas would take the 6th seed in the West, going 47-35. We would end up getting smoked by the Lakers in the second round in 5 games. The Charlotte Hornets would actually win the championship. Moses Malone retired. Bernard King retired. Minnesota would pick up J-Kidd. Jalen Rose would go to the Cavs. Shout out him for destroying Skip Bayless on ESPN way back in like 2008 or whenever he went on.
You averaged 1.4 points in high school.
Luka is still a 97 overall. Still playing alone on the basketball court. No players even come close to him. Dallas, can we get this man some help? My God. Luka only has 1 year left on his deal, so he could technically leave in the offseason. Luka wins his 3rd MVP, averaging 31, 10, and 9. Michael Jordan with another DPOI. Luka obviously on the first team, and Dallas would grab that 5 seed with a 46-36 record, and we would end up losing to the Utah Jazz in round number 1. The Chicago Bulls would win the title. Michael Jordan is your finals MVP. Kevin Garnett is going to the Atlanta Hawks. Magic Johnson has signed with the Denver Nuggets. I have no idea why. Luka's still a 97 overall, and oh my God, we have a 69 as our starting power forward. Corey Blunt. He's J.R. Smith from the 90s with that Hennessy.
Henny baby.
Clyde Drexler would take home the MVP. Michael Jordan yet again with another DPOI. Luka did not make the first team. He didn't make any team, actually. Luka would average 31, 9, and 8. He only played 57 games, so that's probably why he didn't make any of the All-NBA teams. And Dallas is the 5 seed up against the Seattle Supersonics. They would end up sweeping us in 3 games. Yes, the first round series were best of 5 back then. And Portland has won the championship. Clyde Drexler is your finals MVP. Larry Bird retired on the Clippers. Doc Rivers retired. Decent player, but a better head coach probably. Well, not in the playoffs, that is. Especially if you're up 3-1 in the series. That is the last guy I want as my head coach with a 3-1 lead. He's blowing more than Jamal Murray's girlfriend did back in 2020. Kobe Bryant is actually off to the Nets. What are the odds that Iverson went back to the 76ers? Luka is still sitting at a 97 overall, and this team is still sitting at borderline poverty. J-Kidd in his 3rd season is actually going to take home the MVP, averaging 25, 6, and 10. Shaquille O'Neal is your DPOI. Luka would make the first team along with J-Kidd. Luka averaged 39 and 7, and the Dallas Mavericks did not even make the playoffs. They would end up finishing as the 9th seed, going 40-42, and the Orlando Magic are going to go on to win the championship. Michael Adams is your finals MVP, averaging 16, 2, and 10. Damn, it must have been a team effort then. Tim Duncan is going to be going to the Knicks. Tracy McGrady to the Celtics. 76. Okay. Luka dropped down to a 96 overall, and he's pretty much wasting away his prime with the Dallas Mavericks. Because let's be honest, they're not going to pick up anybody good to surround him with good-ass talent. I think he needs to take his talents to South Beach or at least somewhere else. He has 2 years left on his deal. Let's hope he will leave after these 2 seasons. Luka is going to win his 4th MVP, averaging 31, 10, and 8. Timmy Big D is going to win the Rookie of the Year. Tracy McGrady, 6th Man of the Year. David Robertson, the Defensive Player of the Year. And the Dallas Mavericks are going to be playing the Denver Nuggets in the first round as they grab that 5 seed. And somehow the Dallas Mavericks actually made the NBA Finals. They are up against Allen Iverson and the 76ers. Will Luka capture his first NBA title? Luka is less than a minute away. Oh my god, he is 43 and 13. He's less than a minute away from winning his first ever championship with the Dallas Mavericks as they're going to close out the 76ers in 6 games. And that is going to do it. Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks have won the NBA championship. Luka finally wins a ring with the Dallas Mavericks, something I did not see coming, to be honest. We were trash for the last 5 seasons, but we are going to beat the 76ers in 6 games. There he is, Luka Doncic with the Larry O'Brien trophy. Luka is obviously the finals MVP, averaging 29, 7, and 10. Magic Johnson retired. Oh my god, he's 38 years old, 19 years in the league. Utah will pick up Vince Carter. 76ers are going to get Dirk Nowitzki. They now have Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, and Dirk after just making the NBA Finals. Luka still sitting at a 96 overall, and I got to be honest, I have no idea how we won the title last season, but I am not complaining. But yeah, this team is not very good. I think that was like Dirk Nowitzki in 2011. Luka wins the MVP, averaging 39 and 8. He now has 5 MVPs. Vince Carter wins Rookie of the Year, averaging 25. Dirk Nowitzki wins 6 Man. Kevin Garnett is your Defensive Player of the Year. Dallas Mavericks are going to be playing the LA Clippers. Shaquille O'Neal and the Clippers actually in the very first round as they are the 2nd seed, and we would end up getting swept in the conference finals by San Antonio. Joe Smith is your finals MVP as the San Antonio Spurs are going to win the title. Luka is actually going to end up joining Shaq and the LA Clippers, forming a dynamic duo similar to Kobe and Shaq, to be honest. Now we're talking. We finally got some good talent around Luka. We have a monster in the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and I gotta be honest, Luka does not look bad in this Clippers jersey. I mean, come on now. The Clippers probably have about 5 fans total, especially back in 2000. Sharif Abdur-Rahim is going to take home the MVP, averaging 26, 10, and 4. Kevin Garnett, yet again, is your DPOY. Luka would make the 2nd team, averaging 23, 8, and 9. Shaq would make the 1st team, averaging 21, 9, and 2. And the LA Clippers are going to be playing the Utah Jazz in round number 1 as the 2nd seed. And the LA Clippers are going to play the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals. And the LA Clippers have won the NBA title. Luka with his 2nd ring, Shaq with his 1st, and the dynamic duo era has begun as the Clippers are going to beat the Indiana Pacers in 6 games in the NBA Finals. Damn dog, look how happy Luka is. He's finally on a competent team. And there he is, Big Daddy Shaquille O'Neal receiving the Larry O'Brien trophy. Maybe he was the finals MVP. Shaq is your finals MVP, averaging 19, 8, and 3. Those numbers are not that impressive, but hey, they won the title. I can't complain. Luka has dropped down to a 95 overall, but that's alright because we have Shaq at a 91. Luka will win his 6th MVP, tying Kareem, averaging 27, 9, and 9. Shaq is the DPOY. Most improved will go to Tracy McGrady, averaging 26. And the LA Clippers are going to be playing the Golden State Warriors in round number 1 as they got the 1st seed. And somehow we are going to lose to the Vancouver Grizzlies in 5 games. But I mean, at least they went on to win the NBA title. Steve Nash is your finals MVP, averaging 31, 2, and 11. Gilbert Arenas is going to go to the Phoenix Suns. Luka has dropped off to a 93 overall. Shaq is still sitting at a 91, but Luka, man, seems like he might be washed. Tracy McGrady is going to win the MVP, averaging 28, 7, and 7. Gilbert Arenas is the Rookie of the Year, averaging 27. Manu Ginobili is your 6th Man of the Year. Alonzo Mourning is your DPOY. Luka Doncic would make the 3rd team, averaging 23, 7, and 9. And the LA Clippers are going to be playing the LA Lakers. And the Clippers are back in the NBA Finals yet again against the Indiana Pacers. We have a 2-point game with 37 seconds to go. Are the Clippers going to win their 2nd NBA title? Luka will get his 3rd ring. Over to Robinson. Nice pick and roll. Give it over to Shaq. Step back. and it's good. And they are going to take a 4-point lead with 19 seconds to go. And the Los Angeles Clippers are yet again NBA champions. Look at Luka crying on the bench. Shaq gets his second ring. Luka will get his third. We finally have the new age presentation for the Larry O'Brien trophy. And Luka Doncic is your finals MVP. Hakeem Olajuwon retired. And he who shall not be named also retired. Number 0, I thought he'd be number 12. Yao Ming is going to go to the Dallas Mavericks. Luka has dropped down to a 91 overall. Shaq is still sitting at a 91. Tracy McGrady is going to take home MVP yet again. Kevin Garnett yet again is DPOY. Luka would not make any of the teams. Luka averaged 21, 6, and 7. And the Clippers are going to be playing the Golden State Warriors as the 3rd seed. And we are going to lose in the second round to the Phoenix Suns. And the Boston Celtics are going to go on to win the NBA title. Tracy McGrady is your finals MVP. Big ol' Scottie Pippen retired. Somehow the Pistons are going to draft LeBron James and Dwayne Wade back-to-back picks. Kobe is off to Portland. Luka has dropped down to an 87 while Shaq is still going to sit at a 91. Lamar Odom would take home the MVP, averaging 33, 11, and 3. LeBron James is the Rookie of the Year. Kevin Garnett yet again wins the DPOY. Luka is basically washed at this point, averaging 18, 6, and 7. Decent numbers, but not good for him. He's one of the greatest players of all time at this point. 36 years old, yeah, he's definitely washed. The Clippers are going to play Kobe and the Trailblazers in the first round as the 8th seed, and we would end up getting swept in the conference finals by the Seattle Supersonics. And the Toronto Raptors are going to go on to win the NBA title. Sacramento is going to pick up Dwight Howard. The Bulls will get Andre Iguodala. Who do I want to take in the last shot?
I want Iguodala.
Luka has dropped down all the way to an 82 overall. He's not even our starting point guard anymore. Tim Duncan wins the MVP, averaging 22, 15, and 5. Kevin Garnett is the greatest defensive player of all time. The dude has 5 DPOYs. Luka would average 18, 6, and 6, as the Clippers did not even make the playoffs. They would finish as the 9th seed, going 39 and 43. And the Pistons are going to go on to win the NBA title. LeBron James is your finals MVP. And that is going to do it on Luka's career. He's going to finish his career with 6 MVPs, 3 titles, 12-time All-Star, 8-time first-time All-NBA, averaging 25, 8, and 8 for a career, shooting 50, 40, 88. That's pretty damn good. He will obviously make the Hall of Fame. He played 1,238 games. He's going to finish 3rd all-time in scoring, only behind Kareem and Michael Jordan. Oh my god, what the hell is going on here? Why does it show like a million Luka Doncic? What the hell is going on? Damn, 2K, you got a glitch here. You need a fix. Anyways, that is going to do it for this video, boys. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And remember, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.